Mark, hi, how are you? And thanks very much again for your support for our conference. The Thursday, the 15th of September, the UK Credit and Collections Conference. It's the Credit Services Association main event of the year. And so hopefully we're going to have the place for many people in the collections and debt purchase sector to come along and hear about the stuff that we're working on. So thanks again for your help.
Not a problem, Chris. We're delighted to be a headline sponsor. As a business, Webio, and I personally have been at the event a number of years, and always from the point of view of the quality of the content, the participants and the attendees. It's always top notch. So from our perspective as a business, we're always looking to engage with the right type of people, the thought leadership, and certainly as an industry, I think that you have certainly come up with some really good keynote speakers for this year.
There's a lot. We've got a pretty good running order, so in Manchester we've got, hopefully, the people who will be involved in public policy and setting the news agenda for the year ahead. For goodness sake, we can see a massive question about inflation, cost of living issues. So we've got Andrew Sentence, who's formerly at the Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee. He's got pretty good insight into some of the way that the Bank of England is going to be thinking about these things. We've got the new director of credit and consumer finance at the Financial Conduct Authority, Roma Pearson. She's going to be talking about cost of living issues, as well as the new consumer duty and how that's going to affect firms. We've got the chief executive of the Money Advice and Pension Service, who's going to come along and talk about how to engage with the public on problem debt questions. So a good overall strategy, and then a series of much more detailed workshops, really drilling into the commercial aspects for the sector that they have to care about, what creditors think about the collection sector from a public sector as well as a private sector point of view. And then, loads of specifics on consumer duty implementation, the way in which it's going to affect staff on the front line. So I think it's got to be a place to go if you're focused on those questions.
Gotcha. And certainly, I'm right in saying one of the key themes that'll run throughout, I'd say, a number of the sessions will be that whole engagement, that customer engagement. That's and that's something that would be core to ourselves. We're seeing from our clients' perspective, the way that they're using the Webio technology to engage with customers. It's helping them have conversations that you just haven't been able to facilitate previously. And I think a lot of the time, the go-to is let's get somebody on the phone. It's amazing how much more, and especially with the average consumer, they're used to not making phone calls. It's more about mobile apps and messaging and what have you. And that's something that we're seeing from a customer perspective. Being able to engage with customers easier and making it easy for the customer to engage with the business, gosh, it happens more and more. Sometimes, but actually from the other side, from a business perspective, the efficiencies that the likes of digital and conversational AI can actually deliver to business, it makes an incredibly powerful strong business case as well. So actually, it's a win-win. It's a win for the industry because the consumer is feeling better, but it allows the business to be more efficient and more competitive overall. And it's a competitive market out there.
It is, and one of the things that I find quite worrying is especially if you sort of listen to the news agenda all the time, is the customers are frightened to engage or talk. They think sometimes, sadly, it's better to just ignore problems wherever. We've got to make it so convenient for customers, so easy for them to have a conversation. Actually, a lot of times they find it quite supportive that there's more forbearance available. There's more support out there if they have that call, if they make that engagement through the most convenient means to them. And that's what we've got to get that message around. So we're lobbying, obviously, government regulators to push that message, make sure that they're encouraging the public to engage with creditors and collection agencies as best as possible. And the conference, I think, will have that theme running through it.
Yeah.
And the way in which we see the regulators focusing on consumer duty, do you understand your customers? What are the needs that they have? That's also going to be very current, and firms will need to know in order to match those regulatory obligations too. So yeah, quite a lot of serious stuff. We've got some fun stuff as well, particularly at the awards dinner in the evening. ITV, The Chase, Paul Sinner is going to be our headline speaker. So he's going to keep us all busy and presumably questioning us about all sorts of stuff. So yeah, come along. It'll be a great event. You'll learn a lot and also have a good time. So 15th of September in Manchester. And thanks again for your support for it.
Not a problem. Delighted. I'll look forward to see you there, and hopefully lots more people there too as well. I'm sure there will be.
Stuff.